Welcome back. Feels like it's been forever. I hope everyone is doing great. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm B. This is my channel, and we do readings. We do tarot readings, channeled messages to help you along your journey. So today we're doing the month ahead horoscopes for all the signs. We're going to do it a little differently. I am combining them all into one video. And then you can just double check the description for your timestamp. So this is going to be for sun, moon, rising for all of the signs. And I was also guided to do this a little bit differently. Spirit sort of wanted the channelings to come through first, and then we're going to pull an animal spirit card to kind of help. I was going to say direct the message, but that's not it. It's almost like the messages come first, and then the animal spirit is meant to give you some kind of support or some sort of medicine to help you move through those energies. So let's get started. First up, we have Gemini. So we're starting with Gemini because that's the season we're in. So happy birthday to my Gemini sons. This message will be for Gemini sun, moon, and rising. But if you're a Gemini sun, your birthday is upon us. So happy birthday to you. Also, the messages are timeless, meaning anytime you see this is the time for you to receive the message. The month ahead will be maybe not necessarily for June, July. Maybe it is for December. It's for whenever you come upon this. So go to my notes. Ooh, this one was fun. Gemini. So there's a freshness to your energy, and it's because you have done sort of like a, if you imagine driving down the highway, it's like you've done like you've veered off and gotten off of an exit like early. What this feels like is you going along your path sort of by default. Like, yep, this is what I'm doing. Yep, this is where I'm going. And you're just like cruising through life. I feel like we're going to use a lot of car analogy here. So you're just cruising through life, and then suddenly you see like a billboard and you're like, oh, I want that. That's what I've been looking for this whole time. And it sort of like distracts you for a second from the direction you're going because you're like, man, I want to go there instead. So it feels like for a while, like maybe 6 months or longer, you've been feeling like you're really good on your path and you're really committed to your path. But then after you see this thing, or you kind of like, is distracted the right word? It's like the missing piece that you were looking for. It's like the whole reason you were even on this trajectory, the whole reason you were even on that highway was to see that billboard. So like there was this sort of energy within you where you're like, but I'm really committed to this path. I'm really committed to where I was going. This is what I wanted all along, and I need to stick with it. But like this thing keeps calling to you, and you're like, ooh, but it felt so good to think about, and it unfolded so naturally. Like in your mind, as you daydream about whatever that thing is, like it just unfolds, it blossoms, it's inspiring, and also like recharging. So it feels like you needed to fuel up. So there's like a double aspect, which I guess there kind of always is with Gemini, of you needing to find the balance between that thing inspiring you and staying committed to the direction that you were already going. I'm feeling like for somebody, this is related to school, like you've already chosen your trade school or your major or something like that. But then like along the way, you're like, oh my God, but there's this thing I never even considered. Like I didn't even know that that was something I could do or study or learn or a career I could have. But now that I know about it, it's distracting me from what I'm already committed to. So it feels like for you, things are going to start to get a little bunched up, like traffic. You're going to be running into a little bit of traffic. And it's not anything wrong. It is almost like the universe creating an opportunity that allows for both. So if you can kind of just stay the course, like stay on your path, keep drawing inspiration from whatever that billboard is that you saw, whatever it is that like, ooh, caught your attention and is like, I really want to do that. It's all I can think about. Keep allowing that inspiration to flow in without any resistance. Understand that you can draw inspiration from that and you can daydream about it and you can make it part of your reality without stopping what you're already doing. So the way forward, you might run into obstacles. You might run into some things that are delayed. It's not going as well. And this feels like you have been very go with the flow and that's been working for you. Letting go of the need to control where you end up on this journey feels like the key. So stay the course, continue drawing inspiration from this other thing. Anything else? The road construction like image is just very intense. So it's almost it couldn't have been orchestrated for you, like this opportunity, whatever it is. And it feels like a blending of the two paths. Like right now, it feels like you're going one direction and the thing that is interesting you right now is going the other direction. And in your mind or in your limited perception, you can't see that they come back together. So like you're on this road, but you're like still looking over there. And you're like, oh, I really want that. And it feels like it's getting further and further and further away, but it's not. Like there's construction ahead and the construction is to like bring you back. Like the paths will come back together. So feels like this part of your journey is asking you to have faith that you can have everything that you want. You can stay committed to that goal. You can achieve that. You can also have this other thing. In fact, it's going to unfold down the way in like such a beautiful and perfect way that you couldn't have even imagined. So just because you can't see how that works out doesn't mean that it isn't coming, that it isn't happening. So path of least resistance in this moment is keep going the direction you are already going. Don't stop everything. Don't slam on the brakes and like U-turn and go back to where that was. That will cause a disruption that is not necessary. You will still get to where you're going, but it will be more painful than it needs to be. It will be more uncomfortable than it needs to be. Stick with what you're doing. Stick with what you're doing. Let's pull our animal spirit card. Keep steady, go with the flow, no sudden changes. Allow this inspiration to fuel you because it feels like you have been on this path for a little bit and you needed a little oomph, like a little boost of energy, because not that it's getting stale, the path that you're currently on and like what you're working towards, not that it's like getting stale, but it's time to see what comes next. And what you have witnessed or observed that has sparked that inspiration is part of what comes after you finish achieving this goal that you have already set out for yourself. And who is our animal spirit that wants to come through for Gemini? Ooh. Oh my goodness. Wow. White Raven. Trust in the magic. What is that, number 66? Oh, beautiful. White Raven spirit. So the divine guidance there feels so strongly like, let this be light, let this be fun. If you have been kind of pulled down into a self-doubt sort of space where you're like, well, did I make the right decision? Like, if I'm going the right way, would I have really even been that interested in this other thing that I saw? Trust that every single step of this is divinely timed. And the universe, the magic, is shaping itself around you. So, in that observation, new pathways opened. In that confusion about which way to go, or should I keep going or do something different, even in that confusion, the universe shapes things around you. So it feels like you will see more signs of confirmation, angel numbers, or whatever your symbols are. White feels like white birds. I love our white raven spirit, but it feels like white birds in particular, for you to kind of be confirmation, little bits of confirmation that you are on the right path, that you are going the right way, and that you will get what it is that you want in its fullness. You don't have to, 1111 right there. Oh, yay. You will get absolute manifestation of all the things that you desire, and you don't have to make any sacrifices. If it feels like you have to sacrifice one thing for another, that's just because you can't see the end result. You can't see down the road past the road construction where these paths come back together, and you're the one to carry it forward from there. All right. So we don't often do this, but I'm going to do this because it's so beautiful and matches up with this energy so perfectly. I'm going to read from the book the description of our white raven spirit because I think it's beneficial for you. Nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and white raven spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you, and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favor. Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and White Raven has appeared to remind you that the ways of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Stay awake and alert, for Spirit wants you to enjoy the miracles all around you. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Happy month ahead for you, my Gemini friends. I love you so much, and take care. Welcome, Cancer. Okay. This was a fun message. It was a little heavy. So for my Cancer friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, it feels like there's something coming back into your life that you feel like you missed out on. It feels strongly like a relationship of like, maybe you set a boundary, or maybe even just physical distance. It feels like for some of you, this is a physical distance where you weren't able to be close to someone that was important to you. And maybe in the beginning, maybe in the original separation, you were like, oh, we'll see each other all the time. I'll come visit you. And then like you never did. There's this, like, if it feels like in the next month, there will be something coming into your awareness about this person coming back into your life, or this person reaching out to you and wanting to reconnect. And it has the potential to be really beautiful, but you have this lingering regret. And it's not really so much regret on your behalf, on your part. It's like guilt. It's like you don't like the idea of being perceived as the one who is to blame for not being together more, or not visiting each other more, or not maintaining a stronger bond in that relationship. So it feels like when you do come back together, the energy is guilty underneath. Like for you, it feels like a deep guilt. But under or above, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter, but somewhere bundled around that guilt is your truth, which is you don't really feel that guilty. Like you were doing what you had to do in your life. You didn't feel like it was your responsibility to spend the money or spend the time to make regular visits happen more often or something like that. There's first like the guilt of, I wish it could have been different. I wish we could have been together more. I wish we could have seen each other more, but we couldn't. And that wasn't all my fault. And in that layer where you're like, it wasn't all my fault, there's resentment against this person because you wanted to be with them. You wanted to have a relationship or a consistent like friendship. This feels like a friend or family relationship. This does not feel romantic, to be clear. So a friend or family member that's been far away from you, but it feels like it was their choice. For some of you, it was your choice. You were the one that was like, I need to move. I need to move away. I need to get away from this situation. Not related to that person, but just like in life. Like life just happened to carry you a long distance away. And in the coming back together of you and this person, it is shaded by your guilt and your resentment that the relationship couldn't have been built stronger, couldn't have been more consistently fed. Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay. All right. I think we've got that. Let me go back to my notes. So feeling like you missed out on something and feeling resentful of the other person for it. And that feels inside out, sort of. So, oh gosh, I'm sorry if this is coming through like confusing, but it feels like there's two different things happening and they're like inside out of each other. So for some of you, you had to leave. You moved away or you did something that took you away from this relationship physically. And then you found yourself in a space where you couldn't energetically make it to that person again. You couldn't visit like you promised you would. You didn't talk on the phone every day like you promised you would. And that guilt in there for you is like wrapped up in this defensiveness. So when you do come back together, you come across as very defensive and you're not able to really absorb and experience and appreciate the fullness of who that person has become because you're feeling resentful that you missed out on their life, or you feel resentful that you don't really know them that much anymore. And like you're wanting, like, it's a little bit of an ego trigger where like you don't want it to be your fault. So you're a little bit defensive, you're a little bit, And then for some of you, it's the other way around. Like, that person is the one that left and you wanted to see them more, but you have your own life and you just didn't get a chance to. And now you have this perception that they think that you're the one to blame, or that they're resentful of you for not coming to visit or not making the effort. So rather than a guilt that's underneath everything, for you, it's actually like wanting to set the record straight. Like, I'm not the one that left. I couldn't have done anything any differently because I'm not the one that left. It wasn't my decision. Like I did the best I could. So for both of you, for you and for this person that the relationship is now strained, when you come back together, it really is just one message. Like no matter where you fall in all of that mess, I'm so sorry. I hope that's going to make sense to somebody. But if you can let go of the regret, if you can let go of the wishing for it to have been some kind of other way, and tap into the trust that it went exactly like it should. Like, we can talk all day about, well, she didn't call and I didn't call because I was busy, but she was at work and our time zones are different. And she left in the first place, but I promised I would call. Like, underneath all of that is that the universe was working perfectly exactly as it should. Nothing should have been any different than it was. So if you can like remember that that's how things actually work, that it goes the way it's supposed to. If you were supposed to be together for that time, then you would have. If you were supposed to talk every day, you would have. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's a vibe check. Like, the vibration was different. And that's a thing that really happens in relationships, where they have to experience something, you have to experience something. And so you do it separately. And then you come back together. And the key to the coming back together is being a vibrational match. So can you try and it's like getting to know this person all over again. Can you approach the relationship in that way? Like, getting to know their habits, getting to know their moods, getting like really diving into the personality and energy of that person to get to know it, versus wanting to get to know them in a way that helps you to better defend yourself against being attacked for being the one who didn't keep in touch or whatever. Oh, clean slate. Clean slate is a very important thing, because it feels like also part of what took you apart from each other was some kind of sticky energy. And I don't feel like it's yours and I don't feel like it's theirs. So like maybe there's like a third party in between that was kind of creating a sticky energy. Can we have that another way? Something was taking you apart anyway. It was the natural progression of your journey and theirs, and it wasn't personal. Okay, so that actually feels like relief. That feels like a big relief. This thing was not personal. If you left, it wasn't because you wanted to get away from them. And if they left, it wasn't because they wanted to get away from you. It was just kind of the byproduct of where life takes you. So when you come back together, let it be joyful. Let it be in appreciation for the time that now you do have. So if you can imagine a clean slate, if you can imagine some kind of like vibrational reset where you are not the person, like acknowledge that you are not the person you were when the separation originally occurred. They're not the same person they were. So things are completely different. You are completely different people, but there's a reason. Just like there was a reason you're apart, there is now a reason for you to come back together in a joyful and harmonious way. So let's pull our animal spirit card for our Cancer friends. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. I was trying to make these shorter so we could cram it all into one big video, and so far no good. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Oh, whoa, groundhog spirit. Time to let go. Number 31. Groundhog spirit. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a little heart. Ah! So this feels so much about detachment, and it is very much about endings and like letting go of things kind of as a cycle. So this feels like linked to a cycle in your life. So maybe it's not just specifically with the relationship with you and that person. Like, that feels like a small, like one aspect of a bigger picture, and it's that cycle that's ending. Maybe it's isolation. Maybe there was like a period of time where you sort of needed to be on your own, that you needed to isolate and figure things out. And that cycle is the cycle that's ending. That cycle ending is what is bringing this person back into your life. bringing more people back into your life. So maybe it's not just one person, maybe it's several people that you had to detach from for one reason or another. And at the time, it may have been like a practical reason, like, oh, they just moved away. Like that's not spiritual. Yeah, it was. Of course it was. And now that they're coming back into your life, also spiritual. Also the universe orchestrating everything exactly as it should, and source giving you exactly what you needed in the time. Now that cycle is ending. So I just love his little heart. Like clinging to it. Like, oh, the love is still there. The love is still there. That's what that is. The love is still there. You are a different person. They are a different person. But what you have in common still is the love. So focus on that. Focus on that, and it will be joyful. It will be beautiful and magnificent. So thank you so much. I love you, Cancer. Have a happy month ahead and take good care of yourself. Welcome, Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. So starting with our notes, we have a new job for you. New business, new partnership in work, a promotion, and it's linked with big financial success. So this feels like for whoever this message is meant for, you have been putting in the work, you have been kind of struggling and feeling like this isn't paying off, or like this not getting the results that you want in relation to how much effort you're putting in. So the advice feels a little bit like if you can just like let go a little bit, it can come in. You're very focused on it. And I feel like for some of you, you're almost at the point of like giving up. Like maybe I need to do something different. Maybe this wasn't for me after all. And sometimes the way that it works is when you give up is when you release the resistance. When you give up, you release the resistance. And that's when it can unfold in its fullness. That's when the opportunities start coming in, or the right thing matches up. So like I feel like for Leo, I feel like this is confirmation and also like praise and a little pat on the back from the universe, because you have been doing this for a while without any outer validation. And your spirit guides would just love for you to know that you are seen. If you have not gotten the success you were looking for, if you haven't gotten that big payoff that you thought would come with putting in all of that work, it is right there. It is right there. It felt like the message was going to be keep going, keep pushing through, keep challenging yourself, but it really feels like the opposite. Like take a step back and know that it's done. Just like, it's done. Just because you don't have the physical manifestation or like the money that comes with it, or the outer reflection back at you of all the work that you've done, just because you don't have a massive amount of people like, oh, good job. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And your spirit guides would like to give you a little preview of that by telling you what a good job you've done, how you have stayed in alignment with your purpose, with your integrity, without being distracted or derailed by what kind of external pressures there have been. You may have felt some pressure to do this thing a little bit differently by somebody who thought they knew better than you, or somebody whose idea was like, don't like, let go of any of the, oh, you've already let go. But there is some lingering self-doubt. Like you've already let go of the idea that you should have been doing it differently or you could have done it better to get the results faster. And no, like the way that you were doing it was just right. The speed with which the manifestations or the success comes is also just right. Because if it had come too soon, you were not in the space to be prepared for that. It would have knocked you off balance. It would have, I feel like strongly, it would have made you quit. There are lots of things that come with the acknowledgement and the accolades and the achievement of this thing. So once it's kind of like turning on the light, like you've been like slowly like turning on the light and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing. And then naturally, like people are gravitating towards it as it's gently growing. If you had just like flipped a switch and it would have been like a floodlight, it would have been blinding for everybody. So like, I don't know if that's a good metaphor or not, but like that's how it's coming through. So like you had to just get to the place where you are ready to be seen in this way by a significant number of people without it pressuring you or confusing you. You had to carve out the vision in your own way first. So, because like in the very beginning, it feels like it might have been like, well, we could do this or we could do this. And oh, maybe this. And someone over here is like, it would be a good idea to do it like this. And you're like, I don't really want to do it like that. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like this. And like you've been doing it for so long that it's like it's like making a groove. So like it's like a sawing motion almost. Like you've been sawing this, like working at it, and now it's not just a groove. It's like a valley. And everyone is attracted to the beauty of this valley. And they love it for what it is. There's no longer any voices like, oh, well, if you want to be more successful, do it like this. Or here's a great idea. Why don't you do it like this? Like it is now your thing that you built. And it is reaching people that vibe with what you built without any of the pressure or like without the threat of influence from other people shaping this into something that you didn't want it to be. It feels like it was very important for you to do this in a way that was true to your vision, something that you needed to do. This was a soul purpose. This was a spiritual calling for you, something you came here to do. And it couldn't have been done anyone else's way. It really needed to be done your way and then grow from there. And now you are about to hit a period of intense growth. And with that growth comes all kinds of opportunities, all kinds of recognition, success, and wealth. The money bag, it's big. Good job, Leo. What else? You are ready. Oh, so ready that this feels normal. So when the success finds you, it will feel regular. Like you might even not even realize what a big deal it is, because in that moment you're like, okay, thank you. Like someone writes a check or you make a connection or you get an investor or something like that. And you're like, okay, sure. Like this is great. And then like an hour later, you're driving away from the meeting and you're like, whoa, did that just happen? Whoa. Like in the moment, it feels regular, but like as you think about it, you're like, that was actually a really big deal. So there's also this aspect of, so like now you have like kind of slid into this timeline where you've achieved all of the success that you're looking for. You got this thing off the ground. Whatever it is, it's gaining momentum and it's gaining traction. You know, it's becoming its own thing and it has its own energy. There will be, and you are part of that, but there will be little glimpses from within of you as your old self, as the version of you who didn't have the success and the achievement that you now have. And that little voice is going to be like, is this real? Is this true? Do we deserve this? Are we like what? There's like this faint echo of the voice of who you used to be asking if this is really real. Like, is this truly happening? It feels too good to be true for the old version of yourself, which is why it couldn't come true then. You are the new version of yourself, and in the new version of yourself, this is regular. I wonder if you've been using like subliminals and stuff, or doing intentional reprogramming to a mindset that is more beneficial and serves you better on the path to where you're going. Because this new version of yourself is like, yeah, no, this makes perfect sense. Like, yes, this, of course I get the achievement. I've been putting in the work. I've been creating this thing that is very heart-centered, very important to me. And so it only makes sense that all of the achievement and abundance and recognition comes with it. The old version of yourself can't see it that way. And that's why the old version of yourself didn't get this. So anytime that old voice pops in, just be like, I love you so much. Psh. Stop talking. You don't have to talk. Just enjoy it. Yeah. So let's get an animal spirit for you. Leo, Leo, Leo. Ooh. All of these have been intense pop-outs. Like shuffle, shuffle, and they're bing! Ooh, hummingbird spirit. Be here now. What is that, number 34? My own personal number. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. This feels called back to taking a break, but it feels like we need to redefine take a break. This doesn't mean step away or go on vacation. This means just like pull your foot off the gas a little bit. Like you've been going at it like pretty hard for a long time, pouring your energy into this creation as many ways as you can give your energy to it. And now it's time to pull back a little bit because there's such a strong visual of this, like it started as this one tiny thing and now it's grown and now it has its own energy. So it doesn't need so much of your energy. It's like it takes off on its own. But the more of your energy that you put into it is shaping, it's starting to shape it into something that it isn't. It already is what it is. And it will create or generate its own momentum from here. So you don't have to put in as much time, as much energy, but continue working, continue feeding the creation, continue lovingly tending to it, which is a much different. So if you think about building a house, like it's blood, sweat, tears to build a house from the ground up or from under the ground up. You have to dig out the basement. You got to do foundation. You got to get the boards and the lumber and the tools, and like all of that is very intense labor. And that's what you've done. But your house is now built. That's what this is. You have done all of the hard work to make your house now a structure that stands on its own, will like has curb appeal, like everybody's gonna love it, and all you need to do is just like add some drapes or like paint the walls. Like it's gentle and like kind of fun, loving care at this point. Like your work or your responsibility to this work has now shifted. So let this be your permission slip to step back a little bit from the intense labor that you have been pouring into this. And that's a momentum thing too. You've been going at this for so long that it might feel crazy to take a day off, or it might feel crazy to not do all of the things that you have been doing this whole time. But it is time to shift how you care for your creation or your business or whatever this is. So be here now, be in this moment. Change your mindset around what this creation needs from you, because its needs have changed. And your responsibility to the creation is to adjust and pivot accordingly. And the universe is conspiring to bring you everything that you're looking for. It's already here. So, Leo, thank you so much. Have a wonderful month ahead. I love you so much. And till next time, take care. Welcome, Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. And this feels pretty straightforward for you. The next month or so, actually the next maybe 2 months, feels like sort of a resting period. This is different from like a healing cycle or something like that, something where you were intentionally resting or intentionally isolating. This isn't like that. This is like you have put a lot of energy into getting yourself either into a space where you feel comfortable taking a break or pushing yourself to get over the finish line. So you may have just accomplished something. You may have just achieved a goal that you set out to achieve. And now it's like this waiting period before whatever comes next. The energy, this is feeling like higher self-guided. I'm feeling like your guides are having a hard time getting you to just sit still and like take a little break. There's two conflicting energies here, and I think what will work best for you, or what feels like the message that they want to come through, is that pour your energy into your self-care routine for now. The energy that you've been flowing into this project or into getting yourself into the space that you're in now, like wherever you are right now, it took a lot of work to get you there. A lot of energy, a lot of focus and intention. And so you have all of this momentum behind you flowing, like still flowing. And now that kind of cycle is ending, or there's a period of time where it's like closed, like it's not able to receive your energy anymore. So it feels like it's something that's complete, but you still have this momentum of energy and you don't know what to do with it. So I feel like you're restless and not really resisting taking a break, but wanting to really make the most of this energetic flow that you have. Feels like not wanting to be wasteful of that energy. So 2 messages coming through there. Know that you have access to that energy now, anytime you want to use it. Part of working towards the goal or project or finish line that you just completed, in working towards that, you learned how to tap into that energy. And now that you have accomplished that thing, it's almost like you don't want to break the seal, or you don't want to like pop the bubble because you're like, oh, I'm just going to be exhausted. I'm going to be back where I started. You have access to that energy now, like anytime. So it's okay to like pause and take a breath, take a rest, and then know that you will have access to that energy again once you start working towards what comes next. That feels like the second part of this message. This is an intentional break time for you to break. It's not really rest, like not like a sit still and be quiet kind of rest, not a reflective, meditative kind of rest, although that's always great. But this feels for you more like rebalancing physically, rebalancing your body, coming back into a place of honoring your self-care routine. So being like, and everything that means for you. But it feels like that's important because whatever comes next will also be demanding of your energy, your physical energy. So this is a time to build up your strength, build up your endurance, build up your stamina, which is not what I thought this message was going to be. I thought it was going to be about taking like a real break, like go on a nice vacation. You just worked so hard. And nope, it's the opposite. You are in a lull right now so that you can turn all of that energy inward and focus it on building your body, building your strength, building your stamina and endurance. So whatever comes next, whatever part of the journey comes next, is going to be very demanding on your energy, and you want to be prepared for that. So this time right now, the next month or two, looks like building things into your routine that will stay there and be sort of like anchor points once this new journey comes in, or once this new energy, this new task, this new goal. That's what it is. It feels like you have achieved a goal and now you're looking towards whatever comes next. You're ready to expand and you're ready to move into what comes next. And you want to have the integration of the wisdom from what you just learned, from what you just accomplished. I feel like a lot of people have a pretty big chunk of time between one thing and the next, especially when it comes to like manifestation. But you feel like a person that things can just come one after the other. Like as fast as you can pivot your energy and focus, the faster things come to you. So that's actually really cool. Can I have some of that? I feel like I need some of this, but that's what's happening for you. So you're like taking the wisdom and like the lessons learned from this thing you just accomplished and working towards that goal, and you are immediately integrating it into your next project. And that's actually kind of what helps bring the project to you sooner, or success from that project comes faster, like 10 times as fast as the last one did, because you are just like in real time, like alchemizing and understanding and like, oh, that was a bad idea. Oh, I learned my lesson. Oh, I'm not going to do it again. Here's what I'm going to do different next time. And it feels like for you, a big factor in that was your self-care. You had to sacrifice sleep or eating well, or, you know, being in your relationships. Like you did not have time, it feels like, to do all of the things that you need to do to feel completely satisfied, to feel full and well and whole and healthy. So that's what this small period of time is for you, is learning. Not learning, you've already learned. Now it's like installing. Now install those anchor points. If your workout is very important to you, do it first thing in the morning. Like make a time, like set a time and like stick to it. Like that's just who you are now. That's just what I do now. I just wake up at 6 a.m. and I just go for a jog every day. Like you, whatever it is for you, install those anchor points, because that's what's going to carry you through to the end of your next journey. Anything else? Have I said it all correctly? So for those of you that it is not about the body, it is about your mindfulness. Some of you are on a spiritual journey, and that's the thing that kind of fell to the side. So I feel like there are two different types of people that this message is for. Some of you, it's very physically, like whatever the project is you're working on, it's physically demanding. I'm getting the sort of, what is it? It was an interview with Chapel Roan, and she was talking about how she didn't realize how much cardio she would have to do to be a singer. Like once she started getting really big and doing bigger shows, the demand on her physical body to jump around and dance and sing and use the fullness of her voice like as an instrument, like that was such a demand on her. And like how she had to integrate cardio and like running and dancing and singing on the treadmill every day as part of her just regular everyday life. This is the same kind of thing where it's maybe not something that you would think of as like physical or needing to be physical on your journey, but like for some of you, that is what it is. And you setting aside your physical wellness routine because you didn't have time. And now the next part of your journey is making it so that you can't ignore that anymore. For others of you, it is about your spiritual routine, your energetic hygiene, energetic wellness. So instead of running on the treadmill and singing, it is, are you doing your journaling? Are you doing your meditation? Are you doing your cleansing or your cord release, or like whatever kind of practices you have built for yourself to make your energy stable and sustainable? Come back to that. Anything else? Oh, the animal card. Let's get an animal spirit for our Virgo friends. The energy is so clear. The energy is so beautiful. It is, it feels like you are in a place where you can't quite see ahead and it's making you a little bit uncomfortable, but you're still like deeply like at peace with it because you have such a sense of accomplishment from what you've just overcome or what you've just completed. Like there is a very clear sense of satisfaction and a clear sense of peace and just a little bit of restlessness, excited for what comes next. All right, what is our animal spirit for our Virgo friends? I feel like this guy was wanting to pop out. Turtle. Ooh, slow and steady wins the race. Turtle spirit. Number 62. Ooh, 6 plus 2 being 8. Big prosperity number. I'm actually getting chills like as I look at the card, because when I was feeling the energy as clear, that's how it looked. Like it looked like the top of like the purest like turquoise Hawaiian waters. It was just such a pure, clear energy. And it feels like this almost has like a 6 of swords in the tarot kind of energy, where like you've not only accomplished something, but you have overcome the hardest part of this whole journey. Life like has its ups and downs, of course, but like the hardest parts are over, and like you don't have to grind anymore. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to sacrifice. You are moving into a space where it's just drifting, floating, like the like in Finding Nemo when they jump in the current, whatever is the name of that current that just it like takes you through the water exactly where you need to go. So this is a call for you to release a little bit of that pent up energy or the momentum around that energy that you were just channeling, and get ready to just glide, get ready to just float as far as your work and creative projects go. And like, what do you do with the extra energy in the meantime? What do you do with the extra time that you have if you're not grinding, hustling, sacrificing, working yourself like to the bone? You turn that energy inward and you use it for the benefit of your physical body and your mental and emotional health. So I hope that's helpful for you, my Virgo friends. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Till next time, take good care. Welcome, Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. I was just looking at my essential oils. So I'm in development of like some sprays, like aura sprays and stuff, but I want them to smell like just right. Like I'm a very smell oriented person, and I need it to smell like just right. And I'm working on the solar plexus aura spray, and I need a Libra. For some reason, I feel strongly like I need a Libra to give me the answer. I am using, this is so weird, I'm just gonna go with it. If you are a Libra and you have any sort of feelings one way or the other about which oils to include in a solar plexus chakra spray, I am currently using peppermint, lemon, lemongrass, and lavender, and I can't get the ratio of them just right, and I feel like it's either missing like a couple of drops or something. Yeah, I don't know, That's a whole minute of your time just wasted on me requesting your help. Save me. I need a Libra to save me. Anyway, welcome to your month ahead reading, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to go to the notes first. Oh, you are so sweet. You are really the sweetest. You have gotten to a place where you are, so the general vibration is you want to take everyone with you. Like no one left behind. Like Ohana means family, and you are not leaving anyone behind. You have been on this really profound spiritual transformation. Ascension, elevation, high vibes, like you are just absolutely in like a beautiful bubble of light. You are light. You are like tapped fully into your light and you just shine, you radiate for everyone. And there are things ahead for you that you are kind of not resisting, but more like, I'll get there. You're like, yes, opportunities up ahead, abundance, all of it. Yes, I see it. I understand. Yes, it's there. I will get to it. But in the meantime, what about all of these people that are not where I am? Like you having this really looking for the right word. It's not a breaking point. It's not a deal breaker. Maybe it's a deal breaker. We'll say deal breaker. You have this internal deal breaker where you're like, I'm not going over there if I can't bring my people with me. I don't care about all of the abundance and prosperity and recognition and success if I can't have my people with me. And that's actually beautiful. So I'm very much a free will kind of person. I'm like, you know, that's they're in their muck right now. They're in their shit and they need to figure it out, like just like I did. And like you are a little bit the opposite. You're like, but won't it be easier for them if I help? Won't it be better and smoother or more comfortable for them if I keep staying here and shining the light? And in a lot of cases, maybe even in most cases, like that's not true. In your case, it is. And that's your intuition, like telling you, like, this is what the person needs. This person, you being open to fulfilling that need and satisfying the requirement or whatever that person needs. They might not have anybody else shining the light in that way. So you being like, yeah, all my dreams come true ahead, but I'm going to wait right here. It's like, I'm getting the image of Kuan Yin. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of like, I don't even remember fully the accuracy of this. I'm so sorry. But basically it goes like Kuan Yin as a goddess, instead of ascending and like fully transitioning to the vibration, like going, like returning back to source energy or whatever, instead chose to stay and was like, yes, infinite bliss, I get it. Yes, infinite prosperity, it's all there, I get it. But I'm going to wait here. I'm going to hold the door open for the rest of humanity so that they know the way. I'm going to stand here at the gate and shine the light so that everyone who's lost can find their way. And it feels like that's what you're doing for the people in your life. And you may have had like some falling out of relationships lately. And that feels almost like the catalyst, like almost the reason that you like double downed and you're like, I already lost one person. Like, I'm not willing to lose any more relationships. I'm not willing to walk away from these people that we don't quite fit, but that's, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to change it. Oh my goodness. No one left behind or forgotten. Damn. Sorry. This is reminding me of my sister, who is a Libra, actually. Anyway. So no one gets left behind or forgotten. The message from Spirit is not for you to do anything different other than, as you're shining the light, as you're holding that door open, as you're holding space and creating space for healing with those people in those relationships, remember your boundaries. And that feels like a message coming as a gentle reminder, because you have let people cause flexibility in your boundaries before, and it kind of blew up, maybe like in your face. Like it didn't, it's what is it, like if you give them an inch they take a mile or something like that. It's when you flex a little bit or you allow the one thing to be okay, suddenly they think everything is okay, and it's just going to drive you kind of mad. Like you're going to kind of feel crazy because you can't really walk away yet. Like you will get to the point where you will walk away, but you're not ready yet. You don't feel like you have done everything that you can do to guide the people that you love into a healthier space. So the invitation from Spirit is to just be mindful of your boundaries. Not only that, but like teaching them boundaries. So some of these relationships might be directly related to, like they might be having such a bad time or hard time because they don't have boundaries. So other people in their lives are walking all over them, taking advantage of them, like sucking their energy. And that leaves them feeling, like not the best version of themselves. So I wonder if that's actually like what it is that you are in process of teaching them, is about boundaries. And I know sometimes, especially with Libra, like the tendency is to be nice and like people pleasy and be like, oh, okay, well, like we said that wasn't going to be okay, but just this one time it's okay. Being flexible in your boundaries doesn't teach them anything. When you hold firm to your boundaries in a loving way, that teaches them how to establish boundaries in a loving way. So when they start to cross the line a little bit and you're like, we said that wasn't going to happen. Like, that's it. This is, we already talked about this. And we said that wasn't going to happen. And I love you so much and I'm here for you. But I already set that as my line, do not cross. And you have just crossed it. So do you want to talk about it? Do you want to try again? Like from a loving, like in a loving and light way, not in a mean or judgmental or harsh, critical way. What else? Okay, let's get an animal card. Let's find an animal spirit to guide you through this. This is big work. This is ascended master type work. So you might have like a spirit guide or an energy around you. It feels like you are tapped into that sort of like Christ light, like Jesus, open, loving, forgiving, merciful, like it's an unconditional light. Unconditional light. Feels like you are already talking strongly with your guides. Who's our animal spirit? Oh, I feel like this one here. Nightingale. Love is all around. Love is in the air. Everywhere you look around. Music. Whoa. This is really interesting. So I just got like such a powerful image of you and the people that you're with, and like when there aren't words, it's music. When I wonder if this is like part of the healing or part of how you're guiding them. It's like when you don't have the words for something, you send them a song or something like that. When you aren't able to communicate exactly how you feel, like the music fills in those gaps. Where words fail, music speaks. That's my my sister has that tattoo. And that feels like exactly what this is. I wonder if you are a musician or some kind of artist, or maybe they are. Maybe this is about you and them creating music together or using music as a form of communication. So whatever it is that is like holding them back, feels like a lot of the struggle has been them trying to communicate the way that everybody else wants them to communicate. Maybe this person is like neurodivergent or has been like kind of mentally like abused and stuff in the past or something. There's like a very, very heavy energy there. But it's, the message feels strongly like there's music that is healing. And if you are a healer, I feel like for most of our collective, you are healers, you're light workers, whatever that means for you, like that's what you're here to do. And I wonder if you do sound healing or something like that. Sound healing sessions feel like really good for this. So, but acknowledgement also, I feel like anytime we have birds, it feels like spirit guides are supporting you. It feels like angels and messengers are kind of creating cushions and bubbles to make this better for everyone involved. You are right where you're meant to be. You are not missing out on anything. Really good job. What a big, beautiful heart you have. Thank you so much. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, thank you, my loves. Happy month ahead. Till next time, take care. Welcome, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio. This is your month ahead reading. And this feels pretty specific. It feels like a detox period. So I'm going to offer you some eucalyptus. Feels like letting go of some kind of addiction or addictive behavior. And I can't see a lot of the reason, like a lot of the catalyst behind, like why, or if this was even like a choice. So I feel like for some of you, you have, let's say, smoking, like cigarettes, like you've maybe been smoking cigarettes or drinking too much. And like it feels like it wasn't even an intentional thing. Like, oh, I need to stop smoking. I know I need to quit drinking so much. It wasn't a conscious decision. It feels like it was, it's more like a natural result of work that you've been doing beneath the surface. So when we're healing these kinds of issues, it's multifaceted, and a lot of people try and heal the physical behavior without healing what is underlying, like what is the emotional trigger or reason for this toxic behavior in the first place. And it feels like you have done the spiritual work, maybe not even intentionally. This feels like the product of other stuff you've been doing, shadow work or energy cleansing. Maybe you've been doing Reiki or receiving sessions. Maybe you've been learning Reiki. Maybe you have been just around somebody who holds a higher vibration. Maybe you have been working with crystals. All of these things will elevate your vibration. And when you do that, the vibration of the thing that you needed when you were down here, you kind of lose it. Like you don't need that thing anymore. Like the more intentional the work you do on other stuff, on your physical wellness, on your mental health, on your spiritual wellness, the more work you do on that stuff and the more things you bring into your environment that are supportive of that higher vibration, the further away you get from the vibration of that I was going to say tool, that tool that you used to use to make you feel better. So that, I feel like that's I don't know if that's something that you realized or not, but all of the things that people say we're like not supposed to do, a lot of times it's to make us feel better. Like we're down here and the energy is like crud. It feels like crap. And we're like, I don't know how to handle all this heavy anger. So I'm going to have a few glasses of wine. I don't know how to handle all of this absolute sadness or trauma. So I'm going to smoke a lot of cigarettes or I'm going to do whatever. And in the spiritual healing, you've healed the underlying cause. Like you've healed the trigger point. And now it's about letting the body catch up. Okay, so I feel like I know where we are now. Okay. Bear with me. So it feels like you are not wanting to do this thing anymore. And you're like, I just don't need it anymore. I feel like I don't. But there's still like the habit of it. So invitation from spirit, maybe like for the next 30 days, this is supposed to be like a 30-day outlook. This feels like a detox period for you where you can allow your body to kind of give itself a clean slate to replenish and refresh. And that might feel scary for you. The first thing that comes is confirmation that you have gotten through, like you've healed out of those things, like spiritually, emotionally, you don't need those things anymore. You did for a little while because that's what was helping you feel better, but you don't need them anymore. Like you feel good without them. You don't know that yet, but you do. Your body thinks it still needs them. So what you can do is kind of swap out some stuff. Like you can, if this is an alcohol thing, you can switch to, what are they called? Like botanical drinks that have like flower essences and sparkling water and like a squeeze of lime, and like they feel really luxurious. Like they feel like alcohol. I personally like don't drink alcohol very much anymore, and when I have like some of those drinks like that around people, like I get, it almost feels like a buzz, but like you don't even know that you're, like you really don't even, you don't even miss it. That's what it is. Like the physical body like won't even miss it. So finding something to swap it with, whatever it was that you were doing that you're ready to like kick the habit, find a healthy swap. If it's food, can you switch out like the food with something that maybe it doesn't taste exactly the same, but it fills in the space where your body's expecting that thing and you're giving it something else instead. And it feels like maybe you've been afraid to try that because you're not fully confident that this is real, like that you really are not, because, oh, maybe you've been doing this for a long time. Like maybe you've been a pretty heavy drinker for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Maybe you've been smoking a pack a day since you were like 10 years old or something like that. So like it's just really deeply ingrained in your mind that you need this thing. Like this is an addiction that is going to be hard to kick. And it's hard for most people because they don't do the mental and spiritual work that you've done. They don't do the inner healing before they try and kick the habit. They just try and kick the habit and then are confused that it didn't work. Or not confused, but frustrated. So if you're trying to like still listen to the advice of other people, like, oh, it's going to be really hard to quit, don't listen to that, because it's hard for other people because they haven't done the inner work. You have done all the inner work, which is why you were at this point of ready to let it go. Anything else? Could be a pattern also. So for some of you, it's not a physical, like a habit or substance. For some of you, it is a pattern in a relationship where you don't say the thing you want to say, or you let yourself get treated some kind of way, and like you just are in a space where you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired and I'm just not doing it anymore. So it feels like prepare yourself in the same way that you would swap things for your glass of wine, having a sparkling water with lemon instead or something like that. The same way that you would do that for a physical addiction, how can you do that, or how can you be prepared to do that in a more intangible scenario, like a relationship or an interaction with another person? If you know what they do that bothers you, what can you do, or what can you prepare yourself to do for the next time that happens? Prepare yourself to show up differently. Prepare yourself to show up as the version of yourself that's already moved past all of this. So if it's them being judgmental or critical of you and you being tired of being treated that way, what do you say instead? Like, they're used to the same habits or responses or moods or whatever. They're used to your same reactions. And how are you going to be prepared to react differently? How do you react differently? Okay. Let's get an animal spirit card for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising. What is our animal spirit to guide you through this month ahead? Ooh. I feel like this guy. Oh, electric eel. Electric eel spirit. Number 24. Bring your ideas to life. So it feels like there's some energy freed up. Like in the, not just freeing up new energy, but freeing up, or like having a different frequency in your vessel to receive new information or inspiration. So just like you have your own vibration, the substances that you use also have a vibration. The experiences you have in a relationship also has a vibration. So if you're vibrating up here and you're feeling pretty good, and then you have some substances that kind of pull you down a little bit, and it didn't used to be that way because you used to be down here. You used to be down here, and the substances would kind of trick you into feeling like you're up here, and then they wear off and you go back down. You are naturally up here now. So those things don't feel so good anymore. And as long as you hold this, excuse me, as long as you hold this vibration, purifies the frequency of your body and your energetic field. Purifies the frequency. So that's actually sort of what's been happening. You've been prepared to be purified, and you are going through a purification process. The detox process will allow your energetic frequency to maintain a more pure vibration and send a more clear signal and be a more clear receiver for channeled information. So you might be starting to get downloads, pay attention to your dreams. You might be feeling more in tune with your spirit guides. Like you are like really like on a different frequency. Like you've elevated to the point of like having like turned the radio dial. Like you're on a completely different station. And that's why all of these things down here like don't feel right, don't feel good, and you don't want to do them anymore, is because you're already up here. Like you're on another station and you're ready to receive new information, new inspiration. So that's a lot of big stuff for the month ahead. We're going to end it there. Thank you, Scorpio. I love you so much. Have a wonderful month ahead and take care. Welcome, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead horoscope. And your energy was a little bit vague. I feel like for the other signs, it was like pretty clear and specific. And for you, it is either open or still in the process of unfolding. Actually, when this happens, it means that there's something big coming. There's a big change that is still being orchestrated, or like there's clarity for you to find outside of this. So there are pieces that I can't see and there are pieces that you can't see, and it's on purpose. So what came through in the channeled notes was you wanting to move, like wanting to do something else or go somewhere else, but not wanting to leave. Wanting to try a new career, but not wanting to leave where you currently are because of the people, or wanting to move to a new house in a new location, new state, even new country, but not wanting to leave the comfort of where you currently are. And so relationships also in line with that. Maybe not necessarily wanting to leave a relationship, but like the relationships that you felt were holding you here or holding you back from moving on, feels like they're like going kind of cold or like stale. The call is for you, like it's not a call, it's not even advice. The energy feels like you are going to make a change. There is a big change coming. There is movement coming. There is exploration or adventure like on the horizon. But you don't have all of the pieces of the puzzle to have clarity on how to make that happen. And it feels like you are going to see reflected in your everyday life more and more and more signs to move on, to move forward, to expand. Stay aware of the signs and the symbols. So we have some symbols. The Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell, not just any old bell. The Liberty Bell. The one with the crack in it, somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think. A cow, a like cartoonish cow, or like a plushie cow that maybe like sings or dances or something, like when you squeeze it. A shooting star, like an actual, like in the night sky, a shooting star, not like an image or clip art or whatever of a shooting star, like an actual shooting star, specifically like watching it enter your line of vision and then watching it fade as it leaves your line of sight. Sapphire blue, the color sapphire blue, the kind of blue that, oh, actually my walls, I feel like are the exact color blue. Here, let me show you my wall. That color blue. That color blue. And then 999, repeating nines. So we have all of these symbols. I don't know what they mean or how they're meant to direct you. The message is this is the message. You are about to make a transition. It is time to move. It is time to expand into something new. It is okay that you don't know where you're going, but know that you are going somewhere. It's okay that you don't know when you're going or how you're going to get there, but know that you're going. Just start looking for signs. It feels like before you were in a space of deciding whether or not to leave. Should I leave? Should I stay? What do I do? And kind of everything around you that is holding you where you are starting to like, this isn't worth staying. And I mean, they could be really good relationships, but like they're not it. everything around you in your life will feel dull in comparison to the way it feels to think about that new adventure or that new path, the journey, the possibilities. Like everything else will pale in comparison to the way that you feel when you think about moving into something new. Your nature is to expand. That's a Sagittarian thing for sure, but like also that's a humanity thing. We are here to joyfully expand. So if you're clinging to responsibilities or relationships or anything that you perceive to be a limitation, anything you perceive to be keeping you from going where you want to go, you're going to start building resentment, and those things are just going to keep reflecting back to you that you don't need to stay for this. Like, it's time to move on. So let's get you an animal spirit card. What is our animal spirit that would like to guide our Sagittarian friends into this new adventure? And this is a month ahead reading, so it feels strongly like over the next month is when you get the clarity, is when either these symbols come through to give you a sign, give you a confirmation. You hear about something that, repeating things too. Keep that in mind. Watch out for that. Something that crosses your mind, like not even a thing that you say out loud, because you know how when you like say like something out loud, the next day your phone will have an ad for that thing and you're like, whoa, it's magic. No, like a thing that you even just think in your head, like something that just crosses your mind, and then a couple of days later you hear about it and it's a random thing, it's a weird thing. You're like, I must have said that out loud, because how did that just... Things like that will be signs. That's what to watch for. The signs will start coming because you are meant to move forward in some way. So watch for the signs. Turkey spirit. Give. Ooh, interesting. Give with gratitude and grace. Number 61. Give with gratitude and grace. What does this mean? This is weird, but I think that it's a time frame, actually. This feels like so silly and corny, but it feels feels like Thanksgiving time. Yeah. This feels like a time frame. Let's get you another animal spirit. So the move, it feels like, takes place... I mean, it's coming to me as a Thanksgiving sign. So mid-November, end of November feels like when the change happens. That is 6 months from now. This is just supposed to be a month ahead reading. All right, so what else do we have for our animal spirit guide? Ooh, otter spirit, you are never alone. I love that. Number 42, you are never alone. I love that he's like in the shape of a little heart too. Like love is all around you. Love is within you. You are supported. The other part of this too is it feels like giving away your stuff. Like I can almost see you... I wonder if that was one of the things like in your list of should I stay, should I leave, what should I do? Where you like have so much that you've built up here or wherever you are. I'm getting the kind of the image of a lot of nice stuff. Like you have really cool things or nice things, but you can't take it all with you. And that being one of the sort of limiting factors where you're like, I don't want to move all of my stuff. I want to start fresh. I want to start, like, it's a strong feeling of you wanting to just kind of have the clothes on your back and figure it out from there. And like, you don't want to haul all of this baggage with you. So it feels maybe like you give away your stuff to your family, your friends, to charity. Feels like you kind of letting go of material possessions in order to go wherever it is that you're going. So I feel like maybe for some of you, it's some kind of like spiritual retreat or making a really profound, maybe that's why we can't see it, because it's such a big, humongous change that if you knew what was happening right now, if you knew where you were going to end up in maybe November, that you would freak out and be like, I didn't know that that's what was going to happen. So I feel like just we're being given just this small bit of it because it ends up being a really huge transition for you, a really, really big change, a profound change. But it's triggering. I feel like the important part underneath all of this is that it is like the inspiration to leave in the first place was stimulated by your spiritual journey, like your wellness, your like where your spiritual journey is taking you. Like you've been healing through stuff and you've been doing the work on yourself, and it's gotten you to this point where you're like, it's time to go. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I don't want to take all of my stuff. Love is all around. You are never alone. You are never alone. You might be doing this on your own, but you are never alone. So, sort of a cryptic message for you this month, my Sagittarius friends. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Have a happy month ahead. Take care. Welcome, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. What we have today is an invitation to soften your boundaries. So you have this this energy that feels like it almost feels like armor. You've been either like protecting yourself from people in your life or wanting to sort of just not have any distractions in whatever you're pursuing. So I feel like there's two different messages there. For some of you, it's that you have, like, I think I wrote down greatness, like actual greatness. You are on the journey to greatness, and you had to get to a certain point to secure your ascension or progress towards achievement before you could let other people back in. And that's a really huge manifestation technique. So I wonder if you are like a student of technical manifestation, or like what's the word? I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean. So I wonder if you're a student of manifestation and have tried different techniques. One of the techniques is keeping that thing to yourself, because when you share it with other people, their doubt will influence. And we like to think that it won't, but it does, because it's your point of focus that matters in the manifestation of your goals. Your achievement is very much like a head game. So when you share, especially when it's big visions, and that's a thing Capricorn really has, like take over the world, like be the GOAT, like for real, because Capricorn energy has the ability to really get to the top. Not only get to the top, but like carve out new space that just wasn't there before, like new levels of greatness. So it feels like for some of you, it's been the path to greatness. You really got to a space where you're like, I'm just not going to sacrifice my goals and my visions, my dreams, like for anything. I know what I want and I'm here to do it. And then kind of cutting people out of your life in what maybe felt like a harsh way to them. But for you, it was like a little bit detached. Like, no, this is just what I need to do. Like, if you love me and you care about me and you want to see me succeed, you will understand I need to focus on this with all of my attention, all of my energy. And then for some of you, it's been a healing period. So there's a deep sensitivity for part of this collective where it feels like it was affecting your body, like your physical body. You were going through some maybe like autoimmune disease, or there's some kind of like chronic illness, it feels like, was triggered, and you kind of like caught it in your thoughts, and you're like, oh my goodness, like I need to change my mind. I need to change my mindset. I need to change my energy around this to move past it. And you really looking past the circumstance to see what comes next, and that being your point of focus. But other people around you weren't seeing it that way. Other people around you are like wanting to dwell on the suffering and dwell on the potential outcome of this thing. And you had to like kind of pull back in your energy and like let setting the boundary like be your first like primary point of self-care, because other people were like bringing you down, like the ones you love the most, like you could like feel their fear or feel their anxiety, and it was causing you anxiety. But you are already looking past this thing, like you're already envisioning and feeling what life is like after you have overcome this, and other people around you just weren't able to see it. So in either case, like wherever you fall in that mix, it is time now to soften that boundary, to soften the armor, to drop the walls. It's okay to let people in, and it's the only thing that's changed is you, like you are more kind of cemented in your vision, like you can see it more clearly, you can feel, you're feeling better. And there could be people that you don't feel like want to be in your life anymore, and they really, really do. And you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when you hear this. There is also like, okay, finish the thought. You will know who I'm talking about. Like you'll know who it is when you hear this message. Somebody that does fit into your life. It was just like a falling out or a misunderstanding, and maybe it's gone on a little long, and it's gone on a little too long. And like you feeling a little bit awkward about reaching out or wanting to talk to them, but you don't even have to reach out. Like this person, it feels like they will reach out to you once they know that you're doing better, or once they know that you're feeling pretty good. Like there's some kind of energetic signal that gets sent, and they will call you or reach out to you. And it feels like this message is important for you to hear now, because when you get that call or you see that message, your first instinct will be to, I got this armor on, like I can't be derailed, like I have to focus on this thing. And you've gotten to a point in the journey where you are past any danger of disrupting your manifestation or interrupting your success or preventing your recovery. So it's safe now to let people in. Not only that, but divine timing is a real thing. And it's not only safe to let people in, now is the time for support. You got through that first part of the journey, like, and you had to do it on your own. And that's something it feels like you're comfortable doing. Like it feels like you're okay with that. And that's kind of how you might have the tendency to get in a sort of isolation where you don't want to let anybody else back in, because you're more comfortable pursuing your journey on your own. But that's not really what you want. Like it's almost like you choose that because if other people are invited in, now you have to worry about what they think, or like take their ideas and turn it into something. And it's not like that at all. You've moved past that. Okay, what else? I feel like we just beat that message up pretty good. Time to soften after a period of inflexibility. Soften your boundaries. Needing to be in isolation for the purposes of healing, but you're okay now. And when this was first coming through, it was like a hospital. Like I got the image of like a hospital, like somebody in ICU in like a quarantine room where like nobody can go in or out without mask, gloves, like fully disinfected, like a clean room. That's what it is. and you had to be in there. You had to be isolated. You had to be in a very energetically clean environment to allow your healing process to reach its full potential, or to get the full benefit of, in order for it to work, for you to like really get to the space where you know what you're doing and you know where you're going and you know how to ascend and make progress. You had to do that part on your own. There is also a strong maternal energy coming through. And for some of you, it feels like an ancestor spirit, like a mother or grandmother that has passed on, wanting to support you now. And in the energetic boundaries that you set, there is, we don't always think of it like this. We think that people in the spirit world, or people that are not like in a human body, that they can do whatever they want, that they can show up, that they can guide you, that their intentions or desires will like override your own. But there is an element of free will in your mind where when you cut out everybody, it cut out everybody. So you have been like very, very isolated, not just from your human family and friends, but also from your like spirit guides. And that's not to say that you have ever been disconnected from spirit. That's within you. Like you have a undisconnectable energy from like with source, with your own, like the God power within. So you have never been completely alone, but you have been energetically isolated from all other energies. And that was intentional. That's not a journey for a lot of people, but that was your journey. Like you needed to experience the true isolation of your energy for some reason. I also got a dove, like the image of a dove just like kind of flying in the sunlight. And it felt very much like peace, choosing peace, knowing that dropping your boundaries or inviting other people into your life doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your peace. You will find a way to soften the boundary without letting people walk all over your boundaries. You will find the sort of sweet spot in your life of allowing other energies around you, but still maintaining your own little bubble of vibration. And also a reminder that the path of least resistance is still beneficial, but things have changed. So when you try to approach a problem or situation exactly the same as you have been, it won't feel as good. So like maybe before your phone is on silent, or you see somebody call and you're like, oof, not talking to you. Suddenly like that won't feel good anymore. Like seeing the call come through and like hitting the FU button will be your first instinct, but it's going to end up being like, no, I actually do kind of want to talk to them. I do want to catch up. I do want to share what I've been going through, and it will feel natural. So like, I feel like that's the blanket of advice here, is that it will feel natural. Whatever isolation or healing period or firm boundaries you've had to set in place, know that you have moved out of that period of time. And it's okay to like kind of reintegrate your energy with, especially with the people that you love and have been maybe missing in your life. So let's get an animal spirit to guide you through this next month. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. All of these readings came through like so much longer than expected. Because I was doing one video, it really felt like we would be able to do like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. And no, they've all turned out to be like 15 minutes. Ooh, dragonfly spirit. Is that 22? Beautiful, 22. Dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. I love this beautiful blue color here too. And look at the crown. It feels like I'm really drawn to the colors of the chakras in here. We have Sacral chakra is orange and the throat chakra is blue, and they have this beautiful link. Like those two energy centers in particular work together in such a powerful way. Sacral chakra is about your desires, like your true passion, your soul calling, what brings you the most joy, the most pleasure, the most satisfaction. And the throat chakra is how you pursue that. It's how you communicate around that. It's how you express that desire. It's how you expand. And this beautiful green in the background, the heart connecting all of that. So it feels like it's profound healing that you've done in your lower chakras and your upper chakras and in the heart space. And now it's like nothing can get you. Like if you had those boundaries in place because you weren't sure who to trust or who you could talk to or who you could count on to be supportive, now you are in a space, and it feels like for you it's part of that throat chakra opening or activation, because the throat chakra is not just about expressing, it's about listening. And now it feels like you have a more powerful ability to discern before you even say anything, like how someone else will react, or how, like, you'll feel the vibe, like you'll understand, you'll just know. So feels like intuitive awakening also. There's such a sensitive energy here. And I know that's sometimes a tough thing, like for Capricorn, especially Capricorn moon, it really can be a tough placement because there's all of these emotions, but there's that rigid sort of structure of Saturn ruling energy that makes you not want to fully experience those emotions and those psychic sort of intangible experiences. And I wonder if that's part of why you were in your little bubble, why you had to kind of shut people out, not just because you were sensitive to their energy, but because you were becoming more sensitive to your own sensitivities, becoming more sensitive and aware of what your body signals mean, about what your psychic impulses, like how they speak to you, how they present to you. So it feels like you have just done this profound transformation and healing within, and like now nobody can get you. Like if you weren't sure what to trust before, that has passed. Like now you will know, like almost in an instant, who's on your side and who you can share the fullness of yourself with, because it is time to come back out. It is time to share the fullness of everything that you are. So I hope that's helpful for you, my Capricorn friends. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. And take good care. Till next time. Hello, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your month ahead reading. So this month for you, we have a call to deepen your spiritual wisdom. Either a call to put some sort of structure around your spiritual practice. Actually, it feels more like deepening knowledge, deepening your understanding of certain things. So it feels like you've had this maybe like a second cycle of spiritual awakening where you thought you knew what you needed to know, and then all of a sudden you like unlocked something and you are like, whoa, there's a shit ton I don't know. There's all kinds of things I don't know. And before it feels like you used to view things like in relation to each other, like sort of testing the truth of the stuff, like cross-checking on Google to see, like, is this really true? Is this really true? Are there studies that back this up? Is there science that can confirm? Looking for those kinds of things. And then you got to something where you were like, all right, whatever you looked up, like, did not confirm what you were looking up, but like, it didn't matter. You knew more deeply than whatever internet confirmation you could have gotten that this is true, that this is something really profound and can't be proven, but it doesn't make it any less true. And that sort of has caused a reframe of many other things in your life that you've discounted as bullshit. You're like, it's just not true. So like you immediately cast it off and you're like, that's not for me. It's not even real. And now that this one sort of thing has proven itself to you in the way of being effective, like this is something that has been like had a tangible impact on your life in a positive way, but something that can't be proven any other way. The proof is in how effective and beneficial it is in your life. So now, with that understanding that you can determine your own truth of something by the way it works and fits within your life, you're wanting to maybe go back and revisit some stuff that you allowed to be invalidated in the past. It could, for some of you, it is spiritually, like it's something metaphysical, maybe Reiki, maybe tarot, maybe astrology, something metaphysical. But for a lot of you, feeling strongly like it's psychological. It's something about a psychological awareness of a condition or of something psychological. So wanting to read books, wanting to take a class, wanting to get more information, not to see if that thing is true, but to just hear from other people their experience. So maybe it even feels like looking for information in a more like informal setting. Like instead of wanting to take a class, maybe like looking for other people on TikTok that like have the same thing going on and like what's worked for them and like sharing with each other what works. And it's like that kind of energy. Testing other people's experience or like listening without judgment to other people's experience, things that they have tried that also are not proven, but that work for them. Very interesting. Also, something ready to be discovered, a new nugget of wisdom to help reframe or mentally shift something into place that makes everything else clear. So it's like in the urge to explore or learn these new things, you end up uncovering a piece of yourself that you were not aware of. And that little piece of yourself, it seems tiny, it seems minor, it maybe seems silly, but that one split second of awareness where you're like, ooh, that feels true. And you like kind of plug it into your brain and then you look back at all of the experiences you've had in life and suddenly everything makes sense. And you're like, holy shit. I didn't know this the whole time, but now that I know, it's almost like it heals backwards, like decades of your life. And you just have such perfect clarity on why things happened that way and why you reacted that way and why the circumstance just, it needed to be that to shape you into who you are now, because who you are now is so perfect. Some of you are on the journey of self-improvement, and that's where this is coming up. You're wanting to elevate yourself. You're wanting to be better, be brighter, be happier, like for the people around you too. Like I feel like you're a really powerful source of light for your friends or your family. Like you have this really sweet brightness about you, like a really like something that is very healing for people around you. And like you maybe weren't always that way. Like that was an intention. You wanted to get to that space where you are the friend that gives really good advice. You're the friend that can help hold space when somebody is going through something difficult. And you really wanting to improve yourself to be better for the people around you. And it works both ways, because in that journey of self-improvement, you're not only like kind of leading by example, but you are not just showing the way. I think we're going to backtrack. I think I lost it right there. not just by example, not just like being the light, but also like as you dig into this new thing, it kind of becomes apparent to your friends and family that they also are like, they also benefit from you having this wisdom, or you learning this thing about yourself helps them also, because as you learn about this for yourself and you share it with them, it helps them to make sense not only of their relationship with you and anything that's happened in the past, but it also, like, they start to feel like it fits in with their own life and like helps them reframe their past. So I don't know what this is, but there's this bit of wisdom, and it feels like ancestral also. I'm not sure. It gets really fuzzy like at that point. Yeah. What else do we have in our notes? Needing a detached perspective to mentally process something. So a lot of times we need to take big feelings or big trauma and like intellectualize it or rationalize it. You have found a way to think about stuff that you can really look at it without being like emotionally disturbed. And it feels like it wasn't that way before. You've done a lot of this self-healing work to get yourself to a place where you can really kind of open back up some heavy things that you weren't able to look at before, and really just be with them, really sit with them without it being emotionally disturbing. That particular phrase keeps coming up. Maybe this is a thing that was sort of like locked away, and now it's opening up for you to look at it and be with it and experience it so that you can let it go, so you can move past it. If this is something that you forgot about or didn't think you ever needed to revisit again, if you know what this is we're talking about, then it is something for you to look at. You'll know that you're done with that thing when it doesn't disturb you anymore, when it doesn't trigger you anymore, when you get to the place where you don't even know what I'm talking about. You're like, trauma, I don't have any trauma. Whoa, oh yeah, that one thing that happened, like I completely forgot about that. When you completely forget about it and then can speak about it like it's not even part of your life, like it was, like it's something that happened to somebody, some other version of yourself a really long time ago, and like you just don't even identify with that anymore, that's how you will know that you're done with that thing and fully moved on. And it doesn't undo the thing, it just frees you from the burden of wishing that thing had been different. So let's get an animal spirit card for you. Feeling also like maybe a therapist in there, like some kind of therapist or counselor, somebody that you can talk to, just like getting your thoughts out loud, because you do have this really cool ability to mentally process things out loud like that. And it's helpful sometimes to have a person who also isn't linked to the emotions of it. So when you talk about this thing with friends or family, they might have an emotional response with you because they care about you and they know that this thing hurts you and they love you. And so like they're kind of feeling triggered by it. But when you see like an independent, unbiased third party to talk about this with, they can maintain that emotional detachment with you. So that might be something that's beneficial. All right, what is our animal spirit that wants to come through for our Aquarius friends this month? Ooh, flamingo. Embrace the in-between. Number 26. How beautiful. I'm feeling like the flamboyance of, or like the embracing your, here's where I am. Like I don't have it all figured out yet, but like here's where I am and I'm learning as I go. If you have been not wanting to interact with your life or participate in your life until like you overcome this one thing, if you've been not wanting to see a lot of friends or family, wanting to be by yourself until you overcome this thing, it feels important for you to know that this will be a process. You don't need to reach some ideal point of completion in order to still live your life. So don't let anything hold you back, or like that feeling of like, I'm not ready yet, or still feeling like kind of raw and unsure. You'll know when it feels right to start doing things again, to start going back out around people, to try new things, to try new environments and stuff like that. Like you'll know that the time is right. It feels like you're in the space right now feeling like that might not ever come. And it's like you're ready. It feels like you're approaching the time of being ready. Once you uncover this little nugget of wisdom, whatever it is, it's like an instant healing. It's like an instant, whoop, everything is exactly like, it's like a full shift into the timeline of your best self, where you can really participate in your life and live your life joyfully and expansively. So, beautiful. I hope that's helpful for you, my Aquarius friends. Lots of love to you. Happy month ahead. And take good care of yourself. Till next time. Welcome, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. And what we have coming up for you feels like a very intense third eye awakening or activation. There was like this psychic veil in your mind, in your spirit, that was like protecting you from some pretty heavy emotions, or from a really like heavy or traumatizing experience. It feels like for some of you, this was losing a loved one, but it feels like a while ago, like maybe a very long time ago. And it's something that you have maybe brushed off, like, oh, I'm fine, everything, yeah, no, everything is great, I'm really good, I'm fine. When really beneath the surface, you haven't fully been able to access the depth of that emotion because it's so painful. You are in a new space now. You have a new mentality. This thing that happened was a long time ago. You were a different person. Maybe you were very young and you didn't have the ability to understand it the way that you do now. So at the time, it felt like the end of something. It felt like a true loss, like gone forever, something you can't ever have back, something that is just a permanent hole in your heart. You have changed your mind. Like you have new beliefs now. You have new awareness and sensitivity to what's really going on. I feel like you have the ability to really openly talk to spirit guides and ancestors, but like for some reason you haven't been talking to this ancestor, or you haven't thought about using that ability to heal something that is buried so deep. Maybe that's why you haven't thought of it, because you just didn't realize that it was buried so deep. There's like a spiritual amnesia sort of thing happening where it's just buried, it's just part of you, but like it's like a thorn, it's like a splinter that keeps festering. Like you just feel the pinch of it every now and then, and it's painful, but like you're a Pisces and you're like, it's okay, I like the hurting, it's fine, it means that everything is going to be okay. I'm feeling pain, and pain is normal, and I get it, and it's gonna be part of me forever. But it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be painful anymore. So that feels like what the result of this like third eye awakening, this activation is for you, is to see through your third eye, not your human eyes, but like the vision comes through very clear of like you closing your human eyes and opening your third eye and viewing the world through that third eye, viewing that experience through the third eye. And I'm feeling like meditations for you. Like I can see you like doing a third eye meditation where you're scanning through your whole body and you're finding where those memories are stored. because it's almost like you didn't have access to them at all. These could be things that you completely forgot about. They could be like blackouts, like chunks of your memory that are like literally missing. And it feels like you can do this sort of scanning thing in your mind with the help of your spirit guides, maybe specifically with the help of that ancestor that you lost, if that's what this is for you. But you can use their support, their energetic support around you, to do like a scan through of your body, like head to toe, and figure out where those heavy things are stored within the body. And then without even needing to relive the memory or re-trigger the whole experience, you just find like shadow spots. Maybe it's like in the hips, maybe it's in the solar plexus, but you can scan through the whole body and just, you'll feel it. You'll feel a pocket of cold energy or a pocket of dense stickiness, and you can just cast light. Like you can just bless that spot, and it like dissolves the energy and it relieves you of that festering splinter in your shoe kind of sensation. So moving through this dense energy, alchemizing something that was buried, something that hurt too much to handle. The other aspect here is the protective measures have been lifted because now you are in a space where you can handle it. Not only that you can handle it, but it's your energetic responsibility to move past it. So for as long as you are just trucking along with the thorn in your foot and it hurts, but it's bearable and you just keep making the best of it anyway, it really is zapping your energy, and there's something up ahead coming for you that will need the fullness of your energy. So this is the time to observe. This is an observational period of time. Even in like that meditation feels like action, like, oh, we're looking for stuff and we're going to dissolve it and get rid of it and cast it out. It really is about looking. It's about looking with your third eye, looking with your inner eye, observing your energy and learning to not rely on your human eyes so much. I feel like, especially for you, there is such a discrepancy between what you see out in the world and what you see within your own life, and what you feel to be true and what you know to be true within when you close your eyes and you envision the world. There's such a big discrepancy that it's like knocking you off of your balance. And this is a time to use your third eye activation to bridge the gap between those things, understanding something that you didn't understand before, which is that you can shift the way you think about something and it will reflect back at you. So the world that you are looking at with your human eyes, if you don't like it, the solution isn't to keep looking at it and feeling bad about it. The solution is to close your eyes, envision what you want instead, and then start interacting with your life as if that has already been the thing that you see with your human eyes. And it is only a matter of time before that really happens. So observational time of your thoughts, meditative reflection is a big deal here. Journaling and automatic writing, especially if you have somebody that has crossed over, somebody on the other side that you would like to talk to, like it feels strongly like they want to talk to you too, and maybe have been trying, but you've had this whole thing blocked. So you weren't able to receive the fullness of their support because you were just still in so much pain from losing them or something like that. Lucid dreaming. So this is always a thing for Pisces. Your dreams might be trying to fill in the blanks, giving you messages. And then the healing that you're doing is really critical. Like critical is the wrong word. It's pivotal. It's pivotal. It has elevated you into a new space where now you're not only healing your own trauma, you're not healing only your experience and your DNA. I can't stop hiccuping anymore. Okay. Healing not only your own shit, but like healing ancestrally. So as you heal yourself, maybe that's why this ancestor wants to participate with you and support you through this, because in them helping heal you, you help heal them. And there's the thing about healing and quantum entanglement of our DNA, that as you heal, as you elevate and embody more of source energy and more light and more love, it heals your lineage like 7 generations front and back. So all of the people, if you have children, like the people, like your children will be healed by you doing this healing. Your ancestors, living or crossed over, like will benefit from this healing. As you heal, your whole entire DNA line heals. So third eye activation, you're doing a great job. Let's get a spirit animal to guide you through this next month, Pisces. No, keep going. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Whoa, hey, chameleon. Act as if. I love chameleons. Do you know Pascal from Tangled? 14. Act as if. I love how dreamy the imagery is of the chameleon. It feels like a really vivid, like, doesn't it look like something you would see in like a really vivid, like bright, interactive, lucid dream? If there's something that you have been trying to unlock, it feels like for some of you, this sort of final message is coming through, that you have been trying to channel. You have been trying to talk to your ancestors. You've been trying to lucid dream. You know that you have these abilities, but you're trying to do them instead of just knowing. Like, it's almost, you're almost in the space of testing it. Like, I think I have these abilities. I'm going to try it and see. But then nothing comes through when you do the automatic writing, or when you try to do a verbal channeling, or like, it's almost like you lose the connection as soon as you sit down to try and do it. It's because you are trying to test yourself. And the overwhelming message here is that you have the abilities. So stop trying to prove that you have the ability and just know that you have the ability and go from there. You can jump to exactly the point where you want to be if you stop trying and just start doing. Act as if you already know. Act as if like you have already proven this to yourself over and over and over, and this is just your embodiment of it. This is just who you are now. Yes, you have these abilities. And yes, you can cultivate them and grow them and receive healing and empowerment from them. But your next step is acting as if, is approaching your life and everything in it as if you already know the outcome, and the outcome is what you know to be like the best possible outcome. You knowing that things work without having proof, or like getting yourself into a space where you have already mentally proven it to yourself. Like, you're like, I already know this is the truth. I don't need to test myself anymore. I don't need to try anymore. I just know that this is what it is, and just know that it is what it is. So I hope that's helpful for you, my Pisces friends. Lots of love to you. Thank you for being here, and take good care. Till next time. All right, welcome Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead horoscope. And what we have for you today is pretty cool. It feels like you have found like the secret, or like not like the book, The Secret, or actually, so maybe Freudian slip, whatever. It feels like you have found the secret, or like a life hack, some kind of like cheat code for this human life. It feels like you have tapped into a wisdom that really, really works for you in your life. some new philosophy or way of thinking. That I said The Secret is kind of funny because I've not ever actually read The Secret, like the book, but I know it's about law of attraction, and I am a student of law of attraction without having read that book. But maybe you have found also law of attraction and you have found ways to implement that in your life. Like it's always happening whether we know it or not, but you recognizing your power within that universal principle and kind of like practicing it every day and seeing it reflected back to you and proving it to yourself every day. And you're like, holy shit, this works. This is amazing. So the energy, like the message for you for this month feels strongly like you want to tell everybody, like you want to share it with everyone. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this. And it comes across maybe as like a cringy sort of like whoever you're sharing this with, the word manifestation is like icky to them. Like whatever this is like cringy somehow when you try and share it with others. And that's because it's not the nature of the thing. It's that if it were truly working, you wouldn't need to tell everyone about it. If it were truly working, which it is, then you wouldn't feel the need to tell everybody about it. The reason for that is when you are the embodiment of that practice, it gives you back your power over your own reality. It reaffirms your power as the creator of your reality. So the people around you, as you watch them kind of scurry and suffer and they're flailing like a fish on a ship, like trying to figure all of this out, and you know the answer, but the answer conflicts, like you needing to tell them the answer conflicts with the actual law itself. So I know we're using this law of attraction thing, and for you it might be something different, but it's the same principle. So whatever it is that you're wanting to tell people to do, it also will work by just you doing it, by you just living that embodiment of it and knowing and trusting that the people around you, when it's a vibrational match, they also will start to embody it. And they might not know the words that you know. They might not know the terms and the exactly how and why it works. They might not know everything that you know about it, and that's okay. It still works anyway. Gravity works whether you know that there's any such thing as gravity. So it's the same as law of attraction. It's the same as certain principles in psychology. If you have found a way to like mentally structure or outline goals for yourself, or you're doing some kind of like CBD or CBT, CBD, CBT, or like some kind of like therapeutic technique that has really transformed your life, other people may not be in the space to hear about it. And the point of all of this being said is that it is not about you helping them on their journey. It is about you learning to be the embodiment of this for yourself, for your journey. And it does benefit them. This feels like a thing where you're almost like, but I know the secret. Like, I know, but I know the answer. Teacher, I know the answer. But like, there's such value, and there's more value in letting everyone else figure it out. Not only is there value in that, but it is kind of detrimental to try and push onto them like what you already know to be true. Because like Abraham says, words don't teach, only experience teaches. So if you can just kind of leave yourself open to be the person they feel safe coming to talk to about when things go wrong or they're going through a difficult time, if you can just speak from the space of knowing all of those things. You don't have to tell them all the things you know and what they did wrong, and not in a mean way, but just in a matter of fact, like practical kind of way. That is deterrent for them. Like it's a little too harsh. So you don't have to teach them, you don't have to show them the way. You just have to become the embodiment of what you have learned to be true for yourself, and your whole life will just like kind of fall into place around that. What else? Also, so for some of you, this is a hobby. Something that you have like picked up, that you've started doing, and for some reason, I don't know why, it feels like it's important for you to do it by yourself. So if there's like it's maybe painting or bowling or running or Pilates or something where you feel like you would normally want to invite a friend, like, oh, come with me, come do this with me, come check out this CrossFit class, or come do this something with me. It feels important for some reason for you to do this by yourself. There's some benefit, some energetic benefit, and something that serves you down the road to do this thing on your own, to have this just be your thing that you don't share with anybody. Not in a secretive way, but just in a like a casual way. So like if you're like bursting with excitement about this and you're like, I really, really want to share this with somebody, it's almost like as you try and share it with them and they're like, I don't want to do that, it like dampens your own excitement. So for there's something hidden within this experience that is only for you. So even if it's something that normally people around you would be like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, we could try that, let's do that. Vibrationally, they are feeling the energy of not wanting to interrupt whatever this juicy, energetic secret is for you. This is just for you. Release the need to have anybody else participate in it or validate it for you. There is also, this was kind of sideways and out of nowhere, but there's a dog. There's something very important about a dog in your life or a dog in your family. It could be the ancestor energy or like the spiritual energy of a family pet that is passed on. Could be a new puppy coming into your life, but there's a very strong energy of a dog. If you have a dog, they are being very protective of you right now. There's something within your energy that is requiring protection, or you're feeling kind of vulnerable about something and they're just energetically holding space for you. I don't have all of the, I mean, that's really all I can see around it. Feels like a black dog, like pure black. Yeah. So that's the shortest message we've had so far in all of these horoscopes. I thought that it would be cool to make like one big video. And I was like, yeah, then they'll be short. It'll be like 5-6 minutes, little mini snippets of horoscope. And no, they've all been like 10, 12, 15 minutes. So let's get you an animal spirit to go with this message. I would love to know in comments if this resonates, if there's anything falling into place for you, anything that you would like to share. It's a privilege and an honor to be able to channel messages for our collective in this way, and it is like extra layer of satisfying to hear how you guys receive the messages. So, ooh, beautiful. Look at you, have fox spirit. Is that 27? Ooh, 27. It's my daughter's birthday. 27. And my husband's birthday. 27. What does this mean for you? Is 27 significant? So think on your feet. This might be a thing that also pivots. It feels like part of the reason for you to not share is because it is on its way to something else. So if you were to share, let's go back to our law of attraction example. If you are wanting to teach that to people or share that with people around you, there are parts of it that you don't know yet. So you would be teaching them incomplete information. If this is a new hobby or adventure, something like that, it's temporary. It's a bridge point on your way to something else. And when you So for example, if it's a Pilates class, you've just discovered Pilates and you can't get enough, it's amazing, you love it, and you want your sister and your best friend to come to Pilates class with you. Now you are in, and let's say they love it. Now you are in a class tethered to these other two people, and it's a thing that you do, and it's a thing that you do, and you keep doing it, and you love it, and it's great. But the point of getting to that place in the first place was for you to move on to what comes next. It's like a bridge. It's only a bridge for you to cross. And for some reason, it's important for you to remain untethered. The energy of other people doing this with you will kind of hold you back. If you really, really have that desire, like I will never tell you to not allow your desires to come to fruition. Like if you really love this class and you really want your mom and your bestie to go with you and they really want to come too, then obviously do that, but do it with the knowledge that this is just a bridge. Maybe that Pilates instructor, after a few sessions, you find out that they do other things that are completely unrelated to Pilates, and then you want to go start trying those things. And in that instance, you don't have to bring everyone with you. Your mom and your bestie can stay home. They don't even need to know about it. So I don't know if that's our message. So think on your feet, get ready for what comes next. And I think that's our message for you, my Aries friends. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful month ahead. Take care. All right, welcome Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. It's about food. I can see you cooking like gourmet dishes, like something about food has really inspired you. And I don't know if this is like a long time coming sort of thing, but I have like so much to talk about in this energy. So I have like literally 2 full pages of notes. So I'm seeing you in the kitchen cooking with ingredients maybe you haven't used before, and I feel like it's 2 different kind of subsets of this collective. Some of you, it is out of necessity, like you have changed something about your eating habits or your physical body that calls for you to cook a certain way or to eat a certain way, and you have found that it is easier, more convenient, and easier to stick to the plan when you do meal prep or something like that. But this goes beyond that. This is you finding a better way to do it, like a fun way to do it. What other people present as like kind of dull and a waste of time and like, ugh, this sucks, I have to do all of this. You genuinely find joy in this. You have made it really fun for yourself, and it feels like you're learning more about the food itself as you allow this to inspire you, as you pursue this as a new passion. And then for some of you, it feels like you have elevated your cooking, maybe just like cooking for your family or cooking even for just yourself. You have maybe been watching cooking shows or following people online and like really inspired by gourmet recipes or different types of cuisine, different types of ingredients. Like there's such an exploratory nature to this, like culinary exploration really becoming like an art form for you. So if this is, I feel like for some of you, especially in that meal prep sort of category, or like maybe you have allergies and just a specific way of eating that has been like specific dietary needs that have been very frustrating for you. And you have like found a way to make it work for you in a way that is enjoyable, is delicious. And now like you are starting to like kind of see a glimmer of maybe a business idea. Maybe this is something that can serve all kinds of other people like me. I'm really drawn to like the name brand, Amy's gluten-free. She like the brand itself was made for like they have a daughter that had like severe allergies to food, And so they started making their own food, and then found out that there are all kinds of other people that are also sensitive to those ingredients and would love to have the convenience of prepackaged things and frozen dinners. This feels like exactly the same thing for you. This, for some of you, like this is a passion that has been ignited so much that you can't stop thinking about it. Like it's all you want to do, it's all you want to put your energy into. You can't stop daydreaming about the future. And for some of you, that is just in terms of your health and your body and your family. And for others of you, like you can see a vision of just millions and millions of dollars. Not only that, but like lots of people being served, like really it being a service to other people that have specific dietary needs. So yeah, for some of you, this started as a form of self-care where you just wanted to take care of yourself. And even if it's not like allergies and stuff like that, you just really wanted to eat better. Like you found that following the food pyramid, like do we even talk about the food pyramid anymore? But just following the recommended how we're supposed to eat, like doesn't make you feel good. And you have found your own way of eating that makes you feel really good. And that, like as a primary point of self-care, understanding that food is magic, food is medicine, 444 as we're talking about that. Food is medicine, and you really wanting to do the best for your body. Maybe you have like really specific fitness goals, like bodybuilding or longevity, aging gracefully, aging strong, like maintaining physical wellness and vitality feels very important to you, and understanding that as a primary point of self-care, your food and your dietary intake is the foundation for all of the other wellness that you are pursuing. So this is something that started as kind of a chore for you and has become really a passion and an art and a craft. And it's, I feel like, meditative for you too. We have in here, for some of you, it feels like a creative expression. Every artist has their own type of canvas, and for you, it feels like it's in the kitchen. So allow this to just carry you wherever. Allow yourself to be excited about this. This also can be, so for some of you, if you have children or loved ones that have maybe not specific dietary needs, maybe it's not an allergy to gluten or something like that, but maybe it's a personal choice, and you trying to cook for your family is hard to do when you have a partner who eats this way and you eat this way, and now you have a child who wants to eat this way and another child who wants to eat the opposite of that. If this has been a struggle for a while for you to juggle all those things, this feels like you figuring it out, like you finding a common thread in those things or a way to make the process efficient. And for some of you, it could be teaching. So if you have a child that wants to cook or wants to be vegetarian or be vegan, teaching them how to prepare their own food, teaching them what kind of groceries, like letting them become part of the process is very healing for them and gives you back some of your own time and energy. There was an initial resistance to them wanting to eat different, or even to you wanting to eat different because it doesn't fit in with the way the rest of your family eats. But recognizing that that's a form of self-care, and that's you being able to teach them. So if you have a child that's choosing to be vegan, as a parent, at first we're like, oh, it's just a trend. They're doing this because someone at school is doing it. Whatever the reason, they have decided that this is a thing that is beneficial for their health. And teaching them to acknowledge that and live that way is critical. Like that's such a big, why do I keep saying critical? Critical is such a terrible word. It's a beautiful way to show them how to honor that. Once they make a choice about something, they don't just snap their fingers and then mom or dad makes the food for them and it appears like magic on their vegan plate. Teaching them how to turn their desire to do something better for themselves teaching them to turn that desire into something practical that will serve them for the whole rest of their life. So this is a source of big inspiration. It feels really personal and it feels emotional. So maybe you have really specific dietary needs. We already talked about that. But you're in this food medicine, you have found a way to take back your power over your dietary restrictions. Instead of viewing them as dietary restrictions or allergies, now you're able to see them as just pushing you towards other things that will make you feel better. Before it used to be, oh, I can't have that. Oh, I can't have that. I'm allergic. I can't have that. I can't have it. And now it's the reframe of, I don't want that. It's going to make me feel bad and I don't want it. It's not even that good. I just really wanted it because I knew I couldn't have it. I can't have it because I don't want it. So that's a really empowering way to think of it. And it's a reframe that you are in the process of learning and embodying, instead of, I can't. It's like like on a keto diet, if someone brings cookies to a party, instead of being like, oh, I can't, I'm on the keto diet, being like, no, thank you. Like, I just don't want it. Like, that looks nice. That looks beautiful. I just don't want it. So there are, for some of us, especially people pleasers, sometimes the need to blame our declining the offer on some sort of thing outside of our control. Like, oh, I have allergies, I can't. Oh, I'm on this specific diet, I can't have it. When really it's you choosing not to. And you're giving away your power to the allergy, to the restriction, to the diet, in framing things that way around other people. So this is a call for you to, instead of I can't have it, just no thank you. And you don't have to explain it to anybody, because this feels like, for you, it's emotional. Food is an emotional thing. And that's why it's got to be why this is the thing we're talking about for your whole entire month ahead of reading. Taurus, it's all about food. So this being a very emotional thing, and maybe food being the way that you emotionally process stuff, and the way you feel nurtured, the way you feel healed, and you recognizing that within yourself. And that's why you've chosen to use food as medicine, because food really is medicine. Also, for some of you, it feels like integrating certain herbs, mushroom extracts, tinctures, plant medicine, bringing into your supplements or something like that. So not just about food, but about like supplementation of your diet with plant and earth medicine. Yeah. Very exciting for you, Taurus. I would love for you to cook for me, whatever it is. What's your favorite thing do you cook? I'm curious. Like, let me know in comments if you guys cook, or what kind of food you are super into. What's your favorite dish? Sometimes life stings. We have wasp spirit, 64. Sometimes life stings. So for some of you, it really does feel like allergy. Like, I'm really drawn to like the allergy aspect of like wasps and bees, where it probably was very frustrating. If you're a person like in my generation and you have these kind of allergies, you grew up with no freaking options. Like, there was no such thing as gluten-free. There was like no such thing as vegan sausages. Like, there was only what there was, and there was not a lot of selection. So the emotional aspect of this for you, coming from that kind of restriction, like, food is such a basic need. Like, what do we need before anything else? We need sleep, we need water, we need food, we need safety. We need food first, we need sleep, then water, then food, then safety. So your primary need not being able to be met for maybe the majority of your life, obviously it's emotional, obviously it's personal, and you have healed through the trauma of not having that need met in such a beautiful way that now it has become art. I'm going to get emotional talking about your food. It's become art. Sometimes life stings, but also you can transform it into something beautiful. It sucks to be the one that has that set of circumstances where you just are so limited in what you can consume, and it feels unfair, it feels painful, it's frustrating, it's angering. But that's also the catalyst for this beautiful way you have found to cook, or these beautiful ingredients that you found that make you feel alive and well and whole and satisfied. And then I just keep, you must have kids or like people that you cook for, because this is inspiring for so many people around you. This is changing the pattern also. So if this is about cooking for children, maybe for your parents, they were not going to cook whatever kind of way you wanted. They were going to cook what they had and you were going to eat what they had. For your children, you're giving them options. You're giving them the respect for their choices. If they don't want to eat meat, if they don't want to eat gluten, if they don't want to eat certain things in their diet, you are now accommodating of that and teaching them that your choice matters. What you choose, what you prefer, what makes your body feel good or bad is your choice. And you have the choice. You have the power of decision over what you consume and what you put into your body. And that breaks the pattern. So you are an artist, you are an ancestral healer, you are a pattern breaker, and you are a master chef. So, my beautiful Taurus friends, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful month ahead. Take care.